Hey everyone, it's Beck here. Today I'm going to be talking about liquid Frisket, also known as masking fluid. What it is, how it works, and what benefits you can get from using it. If you have no idea what it is, hopefully I can explain in this video. Here I am using Miskit liquid Frisket. Now it's important to shake the bottle and blend the contents because they do settle at the bottom. But I also highly recommend using a designated brush for masking fluid. A way to prepare the brush is to lightly dampen the bristles and very lightly run them over a bar of soap. This helps create a barrier on the bristles and makes it easier to clean later on. Another important tip is to not use the liquid Frisket on wet paper. You can apply it to an already painted area so that the layers underneath show through, but you have to make sure that the paper is completely dry. When you open up the bottle, obviously because you've shaken it around, there will be tiny little air bubbles at the top. Try to smooth out these when you're applying it to your paper, otherwise there might be tiny little gaps on the paper, and when you paint over it, the white paper underneath won't be covered. Apply this lovely orange goo everywhere that you don't want paint to be at this stage. I generally do 2 layers so that I know that the area is properly covered. Once you've finished applying it, make sure to obviously close the lid so that the latex doesn't dry out, and also make sure to wash your brush under warm soapy water. Once you've applied it, let it dry naturally. You can leave liquid Miskit on paper for up to 48 hours after application, but I don't recommend leaving it on for longer than that. It will be really hard to remove if it's left on for too long, and it will damage the paper when you do try to remove it. Now that it's dry, it will feel a little bit tacky when you slightly touch it, but it shouldn't move on the paper or transfer to your finger. You can apply watercolour straight on top without any worries and continue painting as many layers as you like. When you're ready to remove the Frisket, make sure that the entire painting and paper is dry. If you try to remove it when the paper is wet, even if it's a little bit damp, you will instantly rip the paper. To remove, you can either use a regular soft eraser or simply your finger. Try not to use your finger though, as the oils on your finger can mark the paper, but it's not the end of the world if you do use your finger. Either way you choose, be gentle when removing it. It should just flake off just like a normal eraser, and you're left with a completely clean white area. Overall, using a masking fluid helps protect an area that you either don't want to paint at all, which creates a white vibrant area and can leave you with really lovely highlights, or you can use it just to have an even background so it doesn't touch parts of a painting that you wish to paint later on, just like what I've done in this one. Some artists choose to use added white highlights such as inks, pencils and pens, and others like using masking fluid instead to keep the natural white paper showing. Then there's me, who uses both. There's really no right or wrong, it's really just what you prefer to use and how you wish to create your desired effect. You also don't even have to use a paintbrush to apply the masking fluid. If you want to be experimental and use the end of a brush, a bamboo stick, a pen, different styles of brushes like a fan brush or a flat wide brush, etc., then you definitely can do that. If you want to see me make a video using these different techniques, please leave a comment below. If you have enjoyed this video and thought it was semi-helpful, please give it a big thumbs up, that would be greatly appreciated. And if you're also a tea and or coffee addict just like me, let me know in the comments below, I'd love to read them. One of the first things I do before I sit down is make a tea, and it gets me in the zone, it makes me happy and focused, and it's just one of my little rituals that I do. So please consider subscribing if you haven't already. I make videos every week, and if you would like to see regular daily content on my other social platforms, I am also on Facebook and Instagram at Beckelsart, the same way it's spelled here. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I'll see you in the next one. Have a fine and dandy day. Bye!